Genshin Impact. Today we are going to play the Scaramouche story quest that I kind of accidentally started it already. The cutscene. Luckily, I was able to exit the game before it really started. So let me just get the audio going, started, and it should just start us in the cutscene. Sorry about that, I accidentally started. Luckily, it should pick up right where I left off. I hope. We will see. I have no idea what to expect, honestly. All I know is that Skirmish is gonna be part of it. Also, I've gotten Skirmish and a new 4-star already, so not that you're wondering, I have played this game in between streams, so that you're not wondering. And I hope it starts us where we left off, at the very beginning. If something is missing, I'm sorry. And then the next stream we're going to do TCG, but that's next stream. Ah, perfect. It started at the beginning. Good thing.
Come on, serious suggestions, please. I'm not trying to write a thriller here. It's supposed to be an essay, you understand? An essay! That means facts and logic.
Well, if it's facts and logic you're after, you shot yourself in the foot with your choice of research topic, didn't you? The Tataris Suna mystery. When so much remains unexplained, there's little to be objective about. Unless, of course, you restrict yourself to textual criticism.
Yeah, well, this is my teacher's area of research. I can't change that. But it's fascinating enough without having to sensationalize it, don't you think? The strange location, the missing details, a mysterious person. I want to write my essay on something interesting, and I'm interested in getting to the bottom of all this. That's the only reason I came to you.
Yes, you came to me, so all the more reason to take my advice. The fact is, it's the dramatization that will make people want to read it. There's no getting around that.
Okay, but...
Did one of them just mention Tatarasuna? But that's all the way in Inazuma! Is it just Paimon, or is it kinda unusual for someone in Sumeru to want to write a paper about that? Everyone here's just going about their business. Great! Let's go find out what this Tatarasuna mystery is all about.
Let's show. Ah, okay, good. I didn't miss much. Okay, that's good.
Alright, I guess I'll go with my textual criticism and your editorial direction for the first draft. I have a feeling that the missing Kabuki Mono will end up being the main focus of this paper. Ugh, if only we knew where to find that traveler. From what they say about him, this seems like the kind of thing he'd know about.
Oh, you're the traveler, you say?
Yep. What?
Hey, what's with that face? Don't believe us?
No, of course I believe you. Actually, I first heard about your great exploits when I was still in Inazuma. This is my first time coming face to face with you and your mysterious silver-haired companion. I couldn't believe my luck, and out of force of habit, I started, examining the evidence. Sorry.
Oh, Sawada, for the love of... Sorry, we don't get out much, so our social skills are kinda lacking.
Huh.
Traveler, I hear you've helped many people a great deal and been to many places. Would
You
you,
could
be
say that.
able to tell us about Tatarasuna?
Actually, we don't know much about that place either. In fact, we only came over here because we heard you talking about it and wanted to learn more.
I see.
Huh.
My teacher chose this area of research as a personal challenge. He said it's difficult to get into because even Inazumans don't know much about Tatarasuna's past. But who'd have thought that...
If you don't mind, I'd love to show you all my outline for the book I'm writing about Tatarasuna.
Hold on, Sawada. Don't you think that's a bit of a deep dive for a first read?
Well, fair point. In that case, please ease yourselves in gently by taking a look at Akaba's latest essay draft.
Alright.
Let me give you some background. This all started with the discovery of some records in Tatarasuna. The writings mentioned someone by the name of Mikoshi Nagamasa, who crafted a fine blade. But in the
do we
end,
know that
he
name?
threw it into a fire to
Somewhere?
destroy it, and killed his servant Katsuragi. Why? Well, no one knows. Apart from the
probably
sword
does.
maker, his servant, and the one who wrote this all down, the records also mention a kabuki mono. This seems to be an Inazuman word for an eccentric stranger, someone who dresses funny or acts in an unusual way.
That's right. Akaba's teacher has spent quite some time researching these events on the ground. This kabuki mono lived in Tatarasuna for a while before disappearing without a trace.
Interesting.
And shortly afterwards, as Akaba mentioned, things got pretty ugly.
So first this strange person goes missing, then a murder happens?
Very much.
Seems kind of fishy to Paimon.
Yeah, no
Yes,
shit.
my thoughts exactly. So I helped out too. I asked everyone I could think of if they knew anything about what happened back then. And wow! Did I get lucky!
Stop shouting!
Yeah,
This
though.
part's important. I just wanted to make it stand out. It just so happens that a friend of mine works at the government records office. He looked into it for me, and I can now confirm that all the aforementioned individuals did, in fact, live in Inazuma over 400 years ago.
Damn.
Back then, Tatarasuna was already at the center of Inazuma's smelting industry. The man in charge was a government official named Niwa. Curiously enough, it seems like he went missing too.
Huh. Yeah, I think the
So
same
there
thing
are
you
two
do.
missing people in this story now?
That's right! What's more, Niwa is a name with a lot of history to it. Have you ever heard of the great swordsmith clans of Inazuma?
I met one.
The swordsmiths? Yeah, like Ishin art and so on?
Wow, yes. You really know your stuff. That makes things easier. So basically,
I just
this
know the
Niwa was a
descendant.
distant relative of the Kaidahara clan, the last practitioners of Ishin art. Something then seems to have happened in the Kaidahara clan, leading to their downfall. I don't know the details, but taken in light of everything else going on around that time, it makes you wonder whether it's all connected somehow.
The Kaidahara clan?
Sawada, you left out the biggest detail of all.
Oh, yes, of course. How could I forget? Brace your minds, ladies and gents, for they are about to be blown. Or maybe you won't believe your ears. I wouldn't blame you, of course, because in all my years as a writer, this is by far the most.
Get to the point, for Pete's sake.
According
Thank
to
you.
information acquired by Akaba's teacher, the Kabuki Mono was not a human, but a puppet.
I figured.
Puppet?
Aha! Judging by the looks on your faces, you do know something after all.
I'm not supposed to tell you that.
No, Paimon just meant, how creepy. The way you described it makes it sound like a ghost story.
I agree, it does. But considering that non-human races in Inazuma are by no means uncommon, spooky events are to be expected. And that's exactly what my book is about. Please, take a look.
Alright. No. I'm a very fast reader. Interesting.
Oh, and please read my essay draft as well.
Huh. Interesting.
Sawada was encouraging me to follow his more creative approach, but I think essays should be grounded in facts.
I mean,
don't
that's
think
fair.
Explaining everything away with mysterious forces will cut it. Oh,
Fair enough.
How about if I plug the holes in Sawada's narrative with political intrigue? Like, I could put a turf war between rival factions at the center of the whole series of events.
Wait, you're allowed to just make stuff up? Pretty sure you've gone from essay to guessing.
Akaba, look. Your teacher has researched this extensively. I've reached out to everyone I could think of. Whatever information we have now is all that there is to know. This is as much detail as you're ever going to get. Besides, if there really was a political power struggle going on at anything like the level you seem to be suggesting, what hope would we ever have of finding out the truth?
Good point. Okay, back to the drawing board.
We have some other stuff to do, so we'll have to say...
All right, thank you. If you find out any more info about all this, please do let me know. Thanks so much.
Yeah, let me just hook up. I thought so that she can Google search that real quick. Hey, yo.
Hey, so that thing they were talking about... Okay, then even if we did know something about it, we probably couldn't share it with them, huh?
No.
After all, we kicked his butt and got him locked up. Information about people like that is usually super confidential, isn't it?
It depends, though, but yes.
If you ask Paimon, Akaba should just pick a different topic. There must be as many essay topics as there are trees in the forest. There's no point in...
Why are you stopping? Wait. How are you free?
Hey, did you see that? He literally just went by, over there. It looked like... the Balladeer! No, it can't have been. He got locked up. Oh, quick, let's catch up and see.
Wait. Naida? What did you do? Do you mess with my mind again? I don't like that. Please stop. So Nahida could have let him free, which I assume from the trailer that's going to happen, but I was assuming that it was going to happen at the end. Maybe I'm wrong. We will see. It's definitely interesting. Oh, you did let him free. Why? I mean, she is the god of wisdom, so I'm assuming she knows what she's doing, but...
Traveler, Paimon, there you are. Nahida! Bad news. We just saw the Balladeer strolling around in public.
She knows.
Escape or... Ah! It's him!
Sure enough, you're here.
Hey! What are you doing in the sanctuary of Surasthana? Aren't you supposed to be locked up? I know you must have a lot of questions. Please, allow me to explain. It was my idea to set the Balladeer free. We made a deal, and he's gonna do some investigation in Irminsul for me.
Wait, what?
A deal? Huh. You sure you trust this guy?
No.
What did you expect? Why do you think Sumeru would keep me around otherwise? Or maybe killing me is all you can think about. But if that's the case, why haven't you done it already?
Don't
Damn.
flatter yourself. It was... Nahida said there's still some mysteries in you to figure out.
Ah, so if it were up to you, you'd finish the job? Guess I had you all wrong. There I was thinking you were just getting cold feet.
Huh.
Well, that escalated quickly. Not a good start. Could I ask you all to please calm down?
No,
Paimon's worried about you, Nahida. Don't let him trick you.
I don't think you can.
It's not every day you see people questioning the God of Wisdom's judgment. Just when you think you've seen it all.
Don't you dare try to drive a wedge between us.
As long as the terms are reasonable, I don't think there's a problem in making a deal. Even with the Balladeer.
Well, I for one have no reason to doubt you, considering you even struck a deal with the doctor.
Yes, one in which I gained valuable information. You'll come to understand more about that in the fullness of time. The Balladeer's power was all but completely spent after your battle. He's no longer strong enough to be a strategic threat to us.
You
That
say
puts
that,
him in
but
quite a precarious position. Plus, he's a former Harbinger with knowledge of many of the Fatui's sensitive secrets. Being stuck here in Sumeru could make him a sitting duck, depending on how the Fatui plan to respond.
Wait a second. Farmer? You mean he's not a Harbinger anymore?
I
nope.
take no pleasure in saying this, but it seems as if the doctor had no intention of welcoming back a loser, so...
I mean, it fits in the culture, so I'm not surprised.
Sometimes it's you using them, other times it's them using you. Most human relationships are this way. Certainly all the stable ones are. That's how it was between me and the Fatui, and also between each of the Harbingers. So as long as you have some value to offer, nobody will ever abandon you. But after recent events, even I have to admit that I'm not worth quite what I used to be. Well, if the Fatui are gonna reevaluate my utility, I need to have a backup plan for myself.
As we discussed, I don't like causing harm to living beings. And you said you need protection. So, why not join forces with us?
I think these two have made their objection to that idea fairly clear, don't you? And they're your friends, so I guess you'll be siding with them.
Yeah, obviously. Nahida, don't listen to
I
him.
mean,
Then let's put that discussion to the side for now. We still have time. Today
not
can be a
wrong.
trial run. Where we go from here will depend on how well we manage to cooperate today.
there.
All right, then I'll do what we agreed.
What have we
Good.
agreed on,
Go
dude?
now, and keep in touch.
Nahida, are you serious about this?
Yes. I have my reasons for this decision. In fact,
For me?
yes. As I told you once before,
Yes.
there's information
you
about your
told me.
twin in Irminsul.
Oh, yeah. Actually, that's the whole reason we came to see you today. So, you have an update on that?
Mm-hmm. You may remember me mentioning that the Fatui had not included your
Yes.
twin's details in the Descender
You
category.
mentioned that.
This is an extremely important point. It's possible that the Fatui have other information that even I don't know about. And since the Balladeer used to be one of them, he'll be better acquainted with this information than I am. He was granted the power to connect with Irminsul when he almost became the god of a new era. Even though he no longer has the Gnosis, some traces of
Wait.
its power remain in him. He can
Oh,
still
no.
connect.
I
The amount of information in Irminsul is vast beyond description. Sifting through all of it without
Man,
knowing what to look for
I
would
thought
take
Irminsul
too
was
long,
Akasha.
even for me.
I'm stupid.
So I asked the Balladeer to search in Irminsul for any information about
What
the
do you think?
Descenders.
He lies to you.
Exactly! Or what if... Paimon just doesn't trust him!
Yeah,
He's
that
treated
happened.
us as enemies every time we've run into him!
I understand. But sometimes, everything is dictated by which side you're on. How things will go in the future depends on what information he brings back. And Traveler, I know what your heart desires most of all.
see.
Our minds have connected several times before. There is a corner of your heart reserved for an intense longing. A feeling of being all alone in the dark. One candle whose light still burns. As Sumeru's deity, it is my responsibility to be on guard against the Balladeer. But as someone who counts you as a friend, I want to do something for you. If
You already did a
the
lot.
Balladeer can give you the answers you've been longing to find, it's my pleasure, really. You're Sumeru's hero. You've more than earned it.
Paimon's still worried about this idea. Is there anything
I'm not
we can do to help?
surprised.
I was going to contact you about that, but then you suddenly showed up on your own accord. Seems like we have a telepathic connection. In fact, I was going to ask you to supervise the Balladeer on my behalf while he carries out the task I assigned.
That's
Even
fair.
though he only has a fraction of his full power left, that's still a fraction of a former Harbinger. If you could accompany him, it would put my mind at ease.
Sure
Of
thing.
course, I'll be there to help guide you through Irminsul from the outside.
You got it.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Thank you. Prepare yourselves. I'm going to transport you into Irminsul.
Let's go. I'm guessing I have to fight them people. That was pretty interesting. Let's see what else we get. Well, the melody is helping us. Interesting choice to make, actually. But she's the god of wisdom, so what do I know? She hasn't been wrong yet.
Wow, it looks pretty different here compared to last time.
Look at that. Hot on my heels. You know, you didn't have to cut your catch-up short just to keep me company. Oh, but I guess you panicked when you realized that I might enter Irminsul ahead of you.
Shut your beak, jailbird! No way a prisoner gets to be so smug!
He can.
I understand that prisoners have to put up with harassment from the guards, but right now, I'm on temporary release. So maybe you should think about backing off a little.
Sounds like a successful rendezvous. I need to be quite clear about something. In a few moments, you'll be entering into the innermost region of Irminsul. It is an environment like no other, and the most
thing
important
we
place
saw in the
all
trailer.
of Sumeru. Unlike anywhere else, Irminsul's inner region consists exclusively of torrents of information. You must put aside your differences and be extremely careful as you navigate your way through.
Which means
I
punch
know
everything
there are many
inside. Got
grievances
it.
between you on both sides, but it is essential that you remain calm after entry.
Yes, ma'am.
Let's call it truce, but only until this mission's over.
Fair enough.
Let's cut each other a little slack, shall we? We are going to be traveling together after all. Per my agreement with Lesser Lord Kusanali, I'll be at the front. It's my job to lead the way and get rid of any obstacles in our path. All you have to do is keep your pretty eyes open and try not to fall behind.
You sure are confident. Paimon will give you that. You make it sound like you're even more experienced at adventuring than us.
If there are no further objections, I suggest we get going. Or did you need some time to mentally prepare yourselves?
Ew! Ugh, the snark on this guy. It's unbearable.
We can start now.
Irminsul access granted. Initiating connection procedure.
Is this a small sapling?
Yup.
Ugh! Darn it! Come on, let's catch up with him.
I have to go there inside, probably myself. No? Alright. Fair enough. I thought so.
Wow! So this is the inside of Irminsul. Ooh!
Yes, the thing from the
I've
chair
never
now.
seen anything like this. And it feels like a sacred place.
Irminsul is closely intertwined with the entirety of Tevat. Every bit of information flowing here means something. Pick your jaws up off the floor. It's time to go.
Why is
You
it
got
that
it.
Paimon just wants to do the opposite of everything he says?
Instinct.
Lesser Lord Kusanali, we will now proceed to the heart of Irminsul.
Can you still sense where the heart of Irminsul is?
Yes. Permission to begin searching for information there?
Permission granted. Go ahead.
Let's go. Stay close. Don't go running off.
Hey, so say we did go running off in here. What would happen?
Nothing good. Have you seen Ruby?
What are you smirking at?
I was just imagining the look on your travel companion's face if you went and got lost. Anything's possible in here. You can't rule anything out. So if you want to stay safe, your best option is to stick close to me.
Alright. Fair enough.
These sapling things have spread out.
Those are all packets of information from inside Irminsul. Be careful
Alright.
not to touch them.
If you say so.
It looks the same in every direction.
It's not. It's not the same.
No wonder he mentioned about getting lost. Huh. What do you know? He was actually telling the truth. Is he mocking me again? What
Yes.
is it this time?
There's a time and a place to lie, but this definitely isn't it. So why don't you relax your guard a little? We're here.
What a huge tree!
Huh.
Lesser Lord Kusanali,
Good, you made it. Are you ready?
ready when you are.
Then please begin. Preparing to access cognitive currents. Establishing waypoint.
The Balladier's actually doing what Nahida tells him. Guess he must want to stay alive.
The rest is up to you. If you discover anything at all, make sure to share it with us.
Will do.
For once, we're the ones with nothing to do.
I mean,
Traveler, Paimon, would you like to talk?
yes, probably.
Yes, I've also invited Paimon to join.
Why?
What the? We can talk to each other inside our heads?
That's part of it. Plus, we're all friends. There's nothing wrong with us talking like this once in a while.
Please not
Paimon's
telepathically.
never tried this before. This is great. So, Paimon's been wanting to ask you something. Don't you think the Balladier's a bit of a walking contradiction? He's always talking back, but he seems to listen to what you say.
Yes, it is strange.
As I've told you before, there are still some mysteries for him to resolve. Things that are clear as day to me, but that he has yet to understand. Perhaps today will be the day that he finds some answers.
Yeah. What about that?
Done. Smart and attentive as always.
Alright.
So, you made contact with that part of his mind. Well, it's true. Betrayal turned the Balladeer into the person he is today.
I mean, I don't blame him.
Paimon thought nothing could get under that guy's skin. Turns out, he can get hurt and angry just like anyone else.
Everyone has a history, Paimon. Even if you're a puppet created by the Archon.
Speaking of puppets, we ran into two people at the Academia today talking about an essay. Turns out their topic was about the Tatarasuna incident. Nahida, do you know anything about that?
If you mean the mysterious events, the Kabuki Mono and so on, yes. I know about all of that.
Really? Because from what they were saying, it sounded like lots of Tatarasuna's history is still unexplained. And most of the information we have
Yes,
now
the ultimate
is just from
Google
people
search,
filling
so-
the gaps with their imagination. At least that's what they thought.
Oh? How interesting. Those two managed to deduce quite a lot through guesswork alone.
So the Gese got it right?
Well, they guessed right about one thing. Tatarasuna was sabotaged.
Not
Must be a
surprising.
riveting conversation you three are having. Funny how all the good ones happen when I'm not involved.
What makes you think we're talking
Of
to
course
each
he
other?
knows.
Don't insult me. You're having a private conversation without me. Obviously, I must be the topic of said conversation. Of course you do. You can't have your prisoner knowing too much.
So, have you found anything yet?
Still looking. Don't get your hopes up, though. You and your twin come from outside this world. It wouldn't surprise me if there was nothing on either of you in Irminsul at all.
Wait, how did you know about that? Did Nahida tell you?
It's not like we've never met before. And anyway, you're world famous. It'd be more surprising if I didn't know a few things about you. Right now, we have to keep the peace. I'm not interested in creating more misery for myself. And making cordial conversation is something I can manage. Huh? Wait.
Oh,
This
something.
light. It looks similar to those saplings. What could it be?
Anonymous data.
Hey, don't you forget the agreement. You have to share it with us.
Shh. Just wait.
Mr. Niwa, are you certain this is worth the risk? We are talking about Tatarasuna's furnace, after all. It may not pay to act rashly.
There's no one else who can enter the furnace. It has to be me.
Is that so? Well, since you insist.
It's...
We're going into the past?
I have been in Tatarasuna for some time now. You have shown me great hospitality, as has Mikoshi Nagamasa, and indeed, everyone else. Under your leadership, Tatarasuna is a warm, welcoming place. Like a giant village. People are gainfully employed, their lives have purpose. They are motivated. As I understand, the Raiden Shogun has, in recent years, eliminated much of the evil that plagued Inazuma. As for Tatarasuna, it was originally established as a means of safely disposing crystal marrow. The forging industry with crystal marrow as a raw material has since flourished, giving rise to generations of swordsmiths. Some world-renowned, others unknown, all passing on their legacy. Skills, blood, dreams, Every smith brought into this trade looks to find their purpose between steel and blade. That is why you accepted the proposal brought to you by myself and Akame.
Yes, well, were it not for you coming to Inazuma and happening to make Akame's acquaintance, the two of you never would have joined forces. And he would be the first to admit that there's no way he could have revolutionized our forging process like this on his own. At least not on the same timescale. You allowed Akame to take all the credit for a method that you jointly developed. He sold it to me, and now every piece of ore here is smelted using the new technique. Even now, you remain one of Tatara Suna's key consultants, working right here alongside us. I believe it is you, sir, who are truly responsible for the changes in our manufacturing and forging methods.
You flatter me. From the outset, I saw much that was commendable in the forging industry of Inazuma, and it has been my great honor to befriend you all.
So you say, Escher. But is this really the truth?
My good sir, what do you mean?
I tried to resist thinking it was all connected, because I didn't want to speculate, and I didn't want to believe that things could turn out this way. What have we gained from adopting your new technology? Ominous black smoke? Mounting production problems? Worker fatigue and casualties are up and continuing to rise at an alarming rate. And recently, as you well know, someone died because of that strange filth inside the furnace. We've kept the truth from spreading outside, but still, I suspect you understand it better than I do. None of the people who went out to get help have come back. Now, our mutual friend, the Kabuki Mono, is taking the Golden Feather to Narukami Island to seek an audience with Shogun. This is our last hope. But that doesn't faze you, does it, Escher? Nothing does. Otherwise, why would you still be standing there with that smile on your face?
I'm just surprised that you finally chose to be so sincere. I'm sure you've been harboring these suspicions for quite some time.
So he's giving them something which is dangerous.
Mikoshi Nagamasa may have noticed that there was one common denominator among all these events. Namely you, Escher. But Mr. Mikoshi is more cautious than I. He does things by the book.
After all, Nagamasa is the adopted son of Mikoshi Torachiyo, the yokai struck down by the Shogun's own hand. If he truly seeks to redeem his family's honor, an abundance of caution is well advised.
You're well informed on the subtleties of his situation for a mechanic all the way from Fontaine.
Ah, he's
Sure
from
you're not a
Fontaine.
little overqualified?
Why, Mr. Niwa, are you suggesting I find a job as a diplomat? Sadly, I am so very attached to my craft.
Enough, Escher. I'm here because an evil force is raging inside the furnace. And someone needs to take your new device inside the high-risk zone so we can absorb it and put an end to the problem. I'm in charge here. And I'm about to take some responsibility and head inside. Probably to my death. But what about you? What are you still doing here?
Judging from the look in your eyes, you don't seem to trust me.
Drop the act! We're past that now. Whoever you are, it looks like your plan to destroy Tatara Suna has worked. I just want to know what you're still doing here. What's left? Don't you have all your answers by now?
Honestly, I'm just waiting for the right moment. A moment like this, where you finish talking and I stop you from entering the furnace.
You...
You're a little smarter than I initially gave you credit for. I thought I'd disguised myself exceptionally well, at least for the first few days. But to my surprise, you had your people look into my background right from the start. It's a long journey from Inazuma to Fontaine, but that didn't stop them. Eventually, they managed to confirm that Escher was an alias, and that I was not from Fontaine at all. And yet,
course.
despite all of that, you still fail to realize my true identity and what I seek in Tatarasuna.
Did you really think you would be able to see through
Yeah,
my
that's the
plan?
Tori I thought, thinking that.
If you kill me, there's no one who can get inside the furnace. So you're really going to destroy this place? Is that it?
Oh, but you're quite wrong. There is one other person. Some may not see him as a person, but you told him yourself. You're not a puppet. You're a human. You're just missing a heart.
Whoever you're working for won't get away with this. They'll be found out. But this makes no sense. What are you really trying to accomplish by all this? Why go to all this trouble?
That's a good question.
It's no trouble at all. Patience is a virtue which I have in abundance. This is all part of a carefully controlled experiment. If you must know, I'm happy to divulge my true identity. I'm a Fatui Harbinger. Call me the Doctor.
The Fatui? Who? What do you want?
Just to create a minor inconvenience for your nation.
That's it? That's why you gave us your cursed technology? Just to let loose the evil energy from the crystal marrow?
Look how even the righteous soul is filled with venom when faced with its demise. My device functions precisely as you say. It is the only chance you have of preventing a catastrophe and keeping the truth from the outside world. However, I did not make it with you in mind. It is easier for a person to be possessed by evil spirits when they are filled with hate. So give in to your fury. I want to see what happens when a malevolent heart is placed into an unsuspecting puppet. Make no mistake, even without you, that pure, innocent puppet would only end up being used by someone else instead. What other reason would a human have for befriending one who is not of our kind?
If you give him my heart, tell him that both Nagamasa and I see him as one of us. He has nothing to prove to anyone.
Wait, so what?
Because not everyone just wants to use other people. The only ones who think like that are people like you.
Not wrong.
What a beautiful way to see the world. It almost makes me feel a little guilty. Then out of respect for you, I shall redefine myself. Think of me as a monster or a demon, if you wish. At least this way your death is not a consequence of your own folly turning you into an easy target. You simply lost to something more powerful than you could ever hope to defeat. I say, Mr. Niwa, let's see what happens. Will your puppet friend become a human? No, that will prove quite impossible. Mr. Niwa? Already dead. What a pity. Jester, I have completed the task you gave me. Creating a gap and infiltrating Inazuma's inner workings. What fun it was. I'd like to introduce a puppet to you. If he proves useful, let's make him our newest comrade. And if not, let's turn him to dust.
Well, damn. That's excessive. Oh, he's angry.
Hey, are you alright?
No,
Dottore.
he's not.
Dottore!
Yes.
Good.
You alright?
Good.
You alright?
Was that the doc? But why did we see things from his perspective?
Good question.
When I touched the doctor to confirm whether he'd eliminated all his segments, I read this memory in his mind. You have to admit, it must be the truth.
Maybe so. But it means nothing.
Does it? But this memory shows that Niwa didn't betray you. He never meant for you to be the one to take the device into the furnace. You know very well what that means. Even more so than I.
Let's give him some.
We need to give him some time to process his emotions.
Paimon's still confused about the Tatarasuna incident. So, the doctor was behind it, but why has that gotten him so worked up?
Good question.
Nobody has ever deceived you like that, Paimon. It's natural that you find it difficult to understand. Perhaps he needed to learn this someday. So now you have the complete picture. Katsuragi took the Kabuki Mono to live with the people of Tatarasuna. Later, the doctor showed up, disguised as a mechanic from Fontaine. And that's when the trouble began. It was all a horrific experiment planned by the doctor. Everything he did was just to plant seeds of disaster in Inazuma that would bear fruit.
That's
in the
messed up,
future.
man.
Of all the unwitting participants in the doctor's experiment, the balladeer became the main test subject. After
That's
the
messed up,
events
man.
you just saw in that memory, the doctor put Niwa's heart into the device and handed it to the balladeer. Then, he instructed him to enter the furnace and absorb all the filth caused by the smelting process. The load was far beyond what he expected, but the balladeer survived. He left the furnace in sheer exhaustion and said to the mechanic, "This device seems to have protected me. What's in it?" The mechanic answered, "Niwa fled this place for fear of punishment, but he left you a gift. He said it's the one thing that you've been looking for." He took it straight from the chest of one of his innocent servants. The mechanic removed the withered heart from the device as he spoke. The balladeer was stunned that such unthinkable cruelty had brought him the thing he'd been longing for his entire life. A heart acquired through cold-blooded murder is a cursed thing, but it had protected him from the filth. He thought Niwa had completely betrayed him, and yet this very betrayal had ensured his survival. Overwhelmed with anger and sorrow, the balladeer threw the heart to the ground and left Tatarasuna without looking back.
Holy moly. So the doctor killed an innocent man and pinned everything on the victim?
That's so messed up.
Terrible.
Fair enough.
Yes. Only if he understands this can he choose a new path forward.
Dottore, you brazen-faced... Niwa didn't run from justice. You killed him.
Alright. Alright. Now it continues. I needed a minute, alright? A while later, alright?
Shall we see how he's doing?
Sure.
Hey, you alright?
No.
That's a scary expression.
Are you worried about me? It won't. I'll keep my end of the deal.
Fair enough.
Hey, Hey, are you...
That's why we're here. But unfortunately, there's no information about the Descenders in Irminsul.
Even
Not
if you can't
surprising.
find anything, that seems to confirm it. Irminsul does not keep records on the Descenders. Anyone who comes from beyond this world is not counted as part of Tevat.
Not surprising.
Does that mean we have to leave empty-handed?
Not entirely.
Don't thank me just yet. You look really upset. Well, since Irminsul was a dead end, I guess I can share some other info that might interest you.
I'm listening.
About what?
The reason why there are records about your sister in Irminsul. It might have something to do with Conria. Apparently, Conria was her first destination when she arrived in this world.
Yes,
Plus,
I know that.
she only came to this world because the heavens responded to the summoning.
The heavens
Yeah.
responded?
Alright. How?
The Jester told me this himself. You can take his word on this. He was a royal mage in Conria. And I don't know the details. It's up to you whether you want to believe me. All I can say is, I wouldn't lie to you about this. Did you get all that, Lesser Lord Kusanali?
Yes.
Astonishing news.
Does this info count towards my mission? It wasn't from Irminsul, but was it valuable?
Yeah,
Very
do me a-
valuable.
Good. In that case, I'll take some time for myself now.
What have you done?
Lesser Lord Kusanali was right. My power's all but completely spent. Even if I use all of the divine power left in me, I can't sustain this shield for very long. I shared a secret with you, and now you owe me. So in return, I'd like you to answer a question for me.
What question?
Give me your hand.
Okay.
Can you hear my voice inside your head?
Yes. No, I doubt it. It's not.
No, I can't do anything like that anymore. At most, all I can do is exchange a few words with you.
Simon's face.
So tell me, in this world, is it possible to change the past?
No. Not to my knowledge.
Done.
Huh? What the? What happened? Paimon only saw you hold hands for a second.
Nothing. I was just thanking him for helping me. So long. I suggest you get yourselves out of here quickly.
Where are you going? Hey, wait up! Didn't you say not to go running off?
Fast reaction time. But I don't think we'll be seeing each other again. From this day forth, the names Balladeer and Kabukimono will cease to exist.
Alright.
Those who died in Tatarasuna because of me deserve another chance at life.
Hey!
What are you doing?
Dear, don't do anything stupid!
You know, I never did like insects. Hordes of the puny things swarming together can be a real nuisance. And I enjoy nothing more than to stamp them out like the pests they are. But if a colony of harmless ants isn't threatening anyone, I guess they deserve to be left alone. Luckily, everything can be set right. It's time to solve this once and for all.
Balladeer! Balladeer! Uh-oh, he disappeared. Come on, we gotta find him somehow.
Okay. Where is he?
Oh no, he's really gone.
Oh,
Nahida!
Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer, what happened just now? I was suddenly cut off by some kind of power.
Yeah, the
Balladeer's
Balladeer.
fault. He shut you out.
Not surprising. Anyone?
I didn't think he'd be capable of something like that with so little power left. Did he
Yeah,
keep some
more
of his
than he let
power
on.
hidden when he was defeated? Or did he achieve something beyond his abilities, and it took everything he had?
Where the heck did he go? Ugh, it's all our fault. We were supposed to keep an eye on him. Sorry, Nahida.
Don't be. It's not your fault. Please, let me handle this from here, even though I'm not sure I can solve it. We're running out of time. Follow my lead and get out of Irminsul as soon as possible.
You got it. Hello? Ah, okay, now it's getting out.
We're out! And we're at, an inn or something?
This is an emergency. I'll have to ask you to stay here for now. Everything's arranged. I'm sorry, but this isn't something I need your help with. Leave this one to me.
An emergency? How bad is it? Nahida, will you be okay?
Probably.
Don't worry. If my assessment is correct, though there may be some minor disturbances, it won't lead to a disaster. Please rest and recover your strength here until I say it's safe.
You got it.
Her voice has gone. Paimon can't shake the feeling that something really big has happened. What do you think the Balladeer meant? And why did he suddenly grab onto you before?
Yeah, he's gonna
He
erase
wants
himself.
to change the past? But surely that's right. You can't just rewrite his. It's like, imagine Paimon drank all the water in this inn. Ooh. Huh? Ah! Sorry, Paimon accidentally. Ooh. It's the Balladeer's fault for causing Paimon all this mental stress. But erasing yourself from history? It's unthinkable. Is that really possible? Uh-oh. Paimon's had it with that little brat. He's been nothing. There's no way he'll actually succeed, right? There's nothing we can do about it at this point. Hey, have you got any idea? Seems like now there's nothing left for us to do but to go to sleep. But so, alright, Paimon will start and Dre and Chili. Oh!
Really? Why does he still talk about food?
Paimon was, talking? Huh. Is that a food too? Huh.
He succeeded already.
What's wrong? Your eyes are like saucers. Was it so?
Yeah, I am the only one who can remember.
Okay, sure. Where are we going? Huh? Fine by Paimon, but is everything okay?
Alright. Okay. So he erased himself. Oops, my bad. All right. That's a great quest, by the way. That doesn't matter. Why are we here?
Ah, it's been a while. Of course. Go ahead. No. Now there's a question The once renowned Raiden Gokuden. The art of forging practiced by these 5 clans was first taught to them personally by the almighty Shogun. Over time, the 5 most of the great swordsmith clans of old have since fallen into decline. But fortunately, Kaedehara Kazuha recently returned to Inazuma and took up the mantle of the Ishin art. If my memory serves me right, you yourself...
Oh yeah, we were! We learned
Oh yeah, yes,
the
that.
decline of the Raiden Gokuden.
That, in fact, this was not made known to me for most of my life. All these years, he told me that, as we are both heirs to a branch of... There is no harm in telling you. The Raiden Gokuden were the targets of a murderous
Vengeful?
400 years ago, so I'm told, there was a catastrophic malfunction in Tatarasuna's furnace. One brave swordsmith heard the commotion and chose not to flee, but he rushed to the scene, hoping to prevent a disaster.
So he changed that.
Tatarasuna was home to a state-of-the-art forging and smelting operation in that day, and overseeing it was the armory officer. His surname was Niwa.
So he made him a
family
hero.
ties to the Kaedehara clan. Knowing that they had just one chance to save countless lives, Mr. Niwa and the swordsmith leaped together into the furnace. The furnace quickly stabilized, but
That's what he changed.
neither of them made it out. The smith's death, though heroic, dealt a devastating blow to his family's fortunes. His orphaned son was left to fend for himself, and grew up deeply resentful at the world. In his heart, the whole of Inazuma was culpable in his tragedy. He hated the almighty Shogun for her powerless and destitute, the only legacy he had to pass on to his... Alas, if only the story could have ended there. But 100 years ago, the then head of this family reached the end of his wits. He could bear their fate no longer, and yet he could do nothing to change it. Finally, he made a drastic decision to take revenge on the Raiden Gokuden. In doing so, he sought to vent his in his fury. He murdered indiscriminately, killing even bladesmiths from the Hyakume clan, which he belonged to. His goal was absolute, the devastation of all of the Raiden Gokuden. But when he came to the Kaedehara and Kamisato clans, his killing spree came to an abrupt end. He failed to catch them unawares. They fought back fiercely, and they did not spare his life. That is why the Kaedehara clan and their Ishin art survived that day. I suppose they were the lucky ones, under the dire circumstances.
Was there anything else you wanted to ask?
Kazuha? Why, yes. Just yesterday, in fact.
Okay, good.
We
He's
spoke for a
still
while
breathing.
over some tea. He seemed well.
Huh.
My pleasure.
Don't tell Paimon. On
Alright. Yashiro. Ayato. What do I want? Ayato.
We're here! This is the Yashiro Commission's headquarters, so...
Traveler! It's been a while. If you're looking for the Commission,
Are they out on bit?
the Commissioner is out on business.
What do you think? Shall we go in?
Probably good.
If it were anyone else,
We'll be heading in then.
Hello, dears. Of what would you like to know? Oh, they're both. As for the
So pretty much
very.
Well, got any more questions?
You're very Miss Kamisato. I must say, many things in Inazuma seem to have taken a turn for the better. Whenever the commissioner dines at home, Toma always joins him. The commissioner has such a busy schedule. They say it's because Toma's a much better. They get to talking about you sometime. Miss Kamisato, occasionally. It's been many years now since, as someone who is so in the future, if wonderful.
Paimon likes it here. Paimon's itching to try.
Of course.
Alright, goodbye for now. Great. Goodbye, ma'am. Don't worry, we'll see you.
All right then.
Alright.
oh, are you two leaving already?
Yep.
Very well.
Alright. So we're finding out if it change or something. Oh, it just changed that. Technically could have changed anything. But why that? Specifically. It's interest. And here is obviously himself, which... Duh. That's why nobody knows him in serial name. It makes sense. Xavier!
Well?
What up?
Here we are.
Do my eyes just...
Xavier, what are you doing here?
I was in the general area.
I call him
I
Xavier.
had some questions and thought you might be...
Certainly do. If there's anything you want to know, just like the back of my... Not only that, but I've met people at... Oh, I'm told that its history is one of the most...
A couple?
One was just in the lab. They say he was a mechanic.
Hey, weren't you gonna ask that?
Oh, I did...
Me neither.
What brought this on? Did you... Sure.
Nothing.
Go ahead. A kabuki mono. I do know the word. Ina's... But sadly, I've never had the... Of course!
You really erased everything.
Oh, you're most... Farewell.
Looks like you got all the information you're looking for. Sure, but keep your smile, Spinal Crop. Come on. All right.
I have... questions. Yo, Laido, I need your help. Good. So.
Hey, it's them.
Hi, you guys. What do you want?
Akaba, Sawada, you're still here?
Indeed we are.
We have time.
It's the same topic we did.
Still looking for more info about Tatarasuna, huh?
Unfortunately, We haven't made any real... Huh?
I presume you'll want to read mine as well.
We read that already. Oh, changed. Never mind, that doesn't matter.
Well, what do you think?
Hey, Traveler, remember?
What did you find out?
It's a long story.
Wow. So
Well. Ugh.
this new information actually...
Yes, okay, point taken, you were right.
And they're back at it.
Oh,
Yeah,
I'm
it's
so
fine.
sorry.
You're welcome.
Keep us in the loop if you've...
Will do.
So, can I go tonight or no? Thank you. Finale. Okay, and it's final straw. Hey yo, what up?
Nahida, we're here!
Traveler, Paimon,
Ugh, where to start? Paimon hasn't had a moment.
the balladeer? You look troubled. Is there something you need to tell me?
Oh yeah, right, she does also forget.
Traveler?
Hey, what's wrong?
Fine. Yeah, we all know that.
That's quite... So, this puppet known as the balladeer... But how? As the Traveler said, he very nearly became Sumeru's deity. Admittedly, I remember it a little differently. I don't recall finding anyone inside the machine after we defeated it. Nevertheless, it does make sense. If someone were to successfully erase themselves from Irminsul, the world would change to reflect the new reality.
So, you believe this person really existed? And
yes. Theoretically, the Traveler comes from a world beyond to that. So if there's anyone in the world capable of retaining memories from a past that has been rewritten, it's...
Paimon's having a hard time understanding this.
I can only make inferences based on...
Oh.
Something else worrying you? Something that you can't share? It couldn't change the fate of the ones who had... Once the balladeer realized he hadn't been betrayed after all, it must have completely changed his view of the people of Tatarasuna. Now he saw them as friends again. He couldn't keep hating humans after that. And if he thought there was a chance he could save his old friends, it would be hard not to try. The story makes sense. Every part of it. The balladeer tried to achieve God. That power then enabled him.
Yeah.
So the Fatui also don't remember, and that's why they attacked him in the trailer. That makes sense.
For his friends. It just feels so hopeless.
Please wait a moment. Found it. This should be the one.
What is that?
It turns out that I have a strange way of confirming everything he...
What is it?
A record from a personal collection. It was tucked away in a corner. You should take a look.
Resembles a fairy tale.
Is this a fairy tale?
I authored this record myself.
Huh?
Wait, what?
You?
When combined with the Traveler's narrative...
Hold on. So that...
Yes. Any information about the balladeer or the Kabuki Mono and other records will have been changed. But I wrote this story in a way that means it was left intact. Changing the information in Irminsul changes to that. But Irminsul can't change information that was well hidden in advance. I guess I must have written the story
that's
as a
actually
backup
pretty
before
smart.
the balladeer entered Irminsul.
That's
Jesus.
incredible! What a great idea!
That's
And sending
such
a
a
traveler into Ermin's
8-8
with the
move.
Balladeer must have been a further precaution. I knew he'd This story is abstract enough that it still resonates with the present information, but if we connect all the different pieces... There was once a lone monster draped in fox fur. The monster found a family of foxes, joined them, and they became friends. Once in a while, the monster would take off its fox fur at night and lament to itself as it gazed at its reflection in the water. I am a monstrosity, yet they are too foolish to see it. I pity them. But the monster soon found solace when another came to live among the foxes who was not their kin. A kitten, carved from the wood of a white tree who had been abandoned by the humans. The kitten too wished to become a fox, but its tail was too slender and it could not grow a coat of richly colored fur. Yet when the other foxes saw this, they spoke words of comfort to the kitten. Even without a tail and fur like ours, you are still one of us.
See.
Furious at this happy resolution, the monster lit a fire on the mountain. The terrified animals panicked as the fire spread. The only way to extinguish the flames was to make a sacrifice. A gray fox stood up and addressed the monster. It said, "You are the cleverest among us. Surely you can help us find a way to solve this." The monster smiled, led the fox toward the fire, and murdered it. The gray fox's heart was turned into a beautiful drop of water, clear, spotless, and pure. The
That's
monster
the
gave
tower.
the heart of water to the kitten, telling him, "The foxes have decided. You are the one who must be sacrificed. Take this, quench the flames, and die for your fox kin." The fire was extinguished, but the kitten lived. It left that side of the mountain and found a little bird who had a broken wing. The two promised they would spend their whole lives together, but the little bird did not have long left to live. It passed away soon after. After burying the bird, the kitten left the mountain for good. Never again would it cherish a single creature, nor a single blade of grass that stood on that mountain. The kitten spent the nights wandering aimlessly, gnashing its teeth at the moon. How it wished to swallow the moon. I will become the new moon,
Yeah, that's basically it.
We solved it!
I remember now. To become a god, this memory was extracted from him by the scholars. Creating a deity was just the first. I buried it deep inside one of my own dreams, and then hid it inside an alley.
It's hard to believe that this person really existed. Paimon has no memory of him at all.
The balladeer agreed to help me look for information about before he vanished. He confirmed an important detail. That we still don't know how to change to Ermin.
It sounds like Paimon wouldn't like this guy a whole lot if he was still around. But still, Paimon doesn't like the way it all ended.
This is why wisdom alone cannot answer all our questions. So the answer is not everything. People yearn to find the truth and then conquer the troubles they face. When you give someone the truth, you give them a chance to choose their own. To others looking on, never forget that even when we walk, and that is what you have been doing.
Yeah,
good idea.
You got it. Come on. Let's go get a snack from one of the stalls in the Grand Bazaar. That'll be sure to lift our spirits.
And we probably meet
Really
him.
tough being the only one who...
We meet him on the way. I would not be surprised. Whee. Let's see how long it takes to end this quest. Should be close to the end.
We're here! What should we eat first? Hey, are you gonna answer or what?
Oh.
Alright, whatever you want. Well, Paimon will be right here when you figured stuff out. Then we can get something to eat. What is it? Why'd you jump?
Excuse me, boss. There seems to be a small problem with the last bill. Look.
Ah, there it is. I was right.
Hey!
You mean...
No, not you. That kid. Look, if you're gonna help out here, you can't keep spacing out, okay?
I wasn't paying close enough attention. I think you're right. Maybe it's the city. It's so exciting.
Who's that guy? You know him or something? He's who?
You're a strange one, kiddo. You say you don't want any money for helping out here, and then when I actually give you some work to do, you keep letting... I don't want to take advantage, so I'm happy to pay you what I'd pay anyone else. But if you keep acting like this, pretty soon I won't be able to afford to.
No, please. I mean it. You don't need to pay me anything. I'm just so...
You're welcome, I guess. But I got bigger things to worry about. Look...
leave it to me. I'll find some more.
Stop. I'm gonna level with you, kiddo. I've never met a worker who said they didn't want a wage before. And at first, I got greedy. Couldn't believe my luck. But I figured you'd start asking for something in return eventually. You don't want money. You don't take days off. And in your free time, all I see you do is wander around, taking in the sights. Are you a drifter or something?
That's right, I am. We can talk more about that later. First, let me get those fruits you needed. Sunsetius, was it? I'll be right back.
Hey, what do we do now? Okay, stay...
Alright. Does he also not remember? That is the bigger question. Did he erase his own memory? That is the bigger question I have.
Yeah, this'll do.
Even though you say he's the best... Oh, alright.
This should be enough. Guess I should wash them before I take them back. Huh? You two over there. You've been following me all the way from the city. No, we haven't met. I have no recollection.
Are you...
Sorry, but I just can't take...
A puppet?
Huh?
You were right!
I guess you do know me after all. That is not something I share with a lot of people. Look, I'm just a wanderer. But seeing as you've gone... Okay.
Are you really working for that guy?
Yes, I ran into him out...
That's...
Let me take these back. Then I'll...
Then let's return to the...
He changed. He changed himself. Oh! Interesting. He gave himself a second chance. That's actually not far off what I expected, honestly, but...
Here you go, boss.
Oh, you really went and picked...
Something's come up, and they need to borrow me.
I was just about to pay you anyway. Go wherever you want, kid.
What?
I get it, okay? You just wanted to help me out, to thank me for giving you shelter from the rain that day. Even then, I don't understand why you're so adamant that you don't want any pay for it. But look, it was pouring down, and there you were, sauntering along without a care in the world. Like you had no... Imagine you were me for a second. It's a little weird, right? Why? But anyway, taking you in didn't put me out even slightly. You don't owe me a thing for it.
But I don't...
Just take it.
No. Then I suppose this is where we say goodbye.
Don't mention it, kiddo.
Thank you. All right, done.
So, let's go to Nahida again and say, "Hi there, God of Wisdom. This is the puppet with no memory." Probably better if you don't tell him that. Probably smart to stay here.
What's wrong? Huh? Are you?
Hello. I do apologize for the sudden intrusion.
We found this guy in the street, but he doesn't seem to remember anything. So, yeah, quite an eventful walk.
Yeah. It is quite different.
You say that you're trekking across Teyvat to train yourself. Many other Inazumans who describe themselves in this way call themselves Shugenja. Why do you refer to yourself as a wanderer?
Well, it seems more relevant in my case. To me, it sounds like a plant with no roots. But these two claim that they know me, and that I have a hidden past unknown even to myself.
I wouldn't call it the past, but rather... this is a difficult one to explain. I don't like to rely on using terms like this often, but in your case, it seems that it ought to be called, previous incarnation.
Oh, like a past life or something?
Yes, something far more distant than the past. So far away that you cannot perceive it.
Okay, I have to ask. What was I like in my previous incarnation?
You don't want to know.
Oh, okay. I see. You want to tell me, but you can't bring yourselves to say it. Looks like I didn't have the most wonderful existence in my previous incarnation.
You can say that.
If it's that difficult to talk about, I have no doubt it will be just as difficult to hear. But I'll be able to handle it. Please, tell me the truth.
Please don't.
Is truth something you care a lot about?
Yes.
Then I'll be straight with you. In your previous incarnation, you did many things that would be considered evil. You nearly died because of what other people did, and many died because of you. As a non-human being, you hated gods and humans alike. You drifted from place to place, never able to settle, even where you found status and identity. You adamantly believed that you were missing a heart. Actions rooted in persistence sometimes bear bitter fruit. Sometimes, you have to let parts of yourself go, or you'll never be happy.
I gave everything I had, but it barely changed history at all.
in terms of the outcome alone. That's true.
I don't think I can judge everything I've heard purely in terms of right and wrong. Each choice a person makes belongs to a specific place and time, a chain of cause and effect, a cycle of karma and consequence.
That is the nature of truth. If one thing is right, its opposite must be wrong. And yet, dichotomies like this are not enough to explain the world in all of its complexity.
It seems like my previous incarnation wasn't the most likable individual.
Yeah, kind of tried to kill me.
We're not trying to hurt your
3
feelings
times.
or anything, but yeah, we weren't your biggest fans.
If we were enemies, why are you trying to help me find...
This is so frustrating! This guy's supposed to be our arch enemy. He's got so much to answer for, but we can't make him talk because he doesn't remember anything.
Lesser Lord Kusanali.
Yes, it's all true. I can even show you the memories themselves, if you're willing.
Please, I want to see them.
Even though it will cause your present self great mental anguish?
I'm just a puppet, with no heart and no name. There is nothing in this world for me to cling to.
Very well.
Wait, shouldn't we go with...
Don't worry. Whatever...
Traveler, could I ask you to
Oh, good point.
Understood.
Thank you.
Give me a second. Give me a second. Yeah, okay. Done. And I hope I can do that in one go. I'll probably fight them.
This looks like Inazuma.
Right now, you're in a dream I created using it. These memories will show you...
Sounds like an immersive
You don't need to do this for me.
We never give up halfway.
All right.
Wanderer.
Is that because this...
You could...
I hear footsteps.
This place is No, there's no way. There's someone... You're awake. Uh-huh.
This man is...
And the rest is history.
In the original version of events, Katsuragi was ultimately killed by Nagamasa.
Let me get you out of here. Our people are nearby. Hang in there.
During the Tatarasuna incident, Niwa was murdered by the doctor, disguised as a mechanic. The Balladeer, as the second in command at Tatarasuna, responsibility, but Katsuragi had sworn lifelong loyalty to Nagamasa after the latter had won...
Katsuragi seems like he was a good guy.
He looks like a warrior, but he has a kind face. Why couldn't he live a long and happy life?
Nagamasa, I found this young guy in a cave sealed off by a landslide. He doesn't remember his name.
Well, we need to call you something. I hear the workers are calling you the Kabuki Mono.
That's fine with me.
Katsuragi, report to Niwa. Tell him we have someone new joining us.
Alright.
Huh? What are we doing back here? Whoa.
I was abandoned, like you.
Okay. I heard my mom and dad used to make... He kept coughing all the time.
But you can't.
Yup. We're family now.
This child didn't have a name. Or rather, after his mother died, the child stayed in their straw hut alone. After leaving Tatarasuna, the Balladeer ran into this child who didn't have a name, just like him.
What happened to the child?
He died from his illness while he was still very young.
Hey! What's wrong? Say something! You promised me we could be family! The voices have gone.
Let's keep going.
Alright. Ow.
You do realize you're blocking my path.
I come not to obstruct you. I've been waiting. What you are truly is a weapon. One that can be wielded with an iron will. Or
just
to drift aimlessly.
Are you trying to win me over?
Long-fated rebellion has begun. Why not take your place at the banquet and join those who shall feast?
Everyone hold hands. I'm a rock.
Solidify!
Make yourselves a move. Don't blink. Cut to the chase.
Killjoy! We've only just begun. Miscalculated.
This place is dark.
Yeah, no shit.
In the original version of a...
Such a creepy atmosphere. Hey, look over there.
Well, well, my fair lady. Is this rundown factory and these incompetent fools?
What do you... Perhaps you find...
What a funny how negotiating never seems to be your strong suit. For the task ahead, I suggest you keep your truth.
Save your breath.
I'm sure you think so.
Surely...
I just can't have you...
I merely Do you remember the last time you were here? That was a lot of swordsmiths you killed. I'm sure the descendants of the Raiden Gokaden are still suffering the consequences now. Look at you. Oh, don't get so... By then, see you at the victory feast.
Still.
Poor little tongue? Forget it.
The plot does not end...
Yes.
Why are you staring at me in silence? Can't you think of a nicer way to express yourself?
I'm under no obligation to be nice to you. Besides, I thought nothing mattered to you except results and your own interests. Isn't that right? Witch?
Muddle-headed puppet. You're only number 6 because you can take more abuse than other humans. Do you really count that as an asset?
You're about as much fun to be around as a raging inferno. But before we murder each other, it'd be best if we finish our duties.
Incoming. Nowhere to hide. Speed of light.
Can't run from death.
And how much do I have left of these?
Looks like we've arrived in Sumeru.
Finally.
Is that?
Considering that Amorta's sage, Nafis, refused to join this project, I'll take part in the...
Welcome.
When do we start?
You seem impatient.
The biological... Nothing worse than what I've been...
You were the most resilient test subject I ever came across. Thanks to you, I would... Alas, after that, you...
That was gracefully worded.
I suggest you speak to me in a more respectful tone, Scaramouche. The mere fact of your utility does not make you indestructible.
The doctor again?
That person gives off a very sinister...
Yeah, no shit.
Let's move on.
So, can I fight? Scaramouche now. Yes. Alright.
You're a god. Do you think I'm evil?
If you accept that he is you, just as you are you, then yes, you are evil.
In your eyes, Are there any differences between humans and puppets?
Do you think there are any differences between your present self and your previous and future incarnations? If not, then what are the differences between humans and puppets? Whoever
Good question.
has tasted the joys and sorrows of life in the human realm is human. Whoever has loved and lost, cried with grief, howled with rage at the tragedy of death that eclipses the miracle of life, they are human too.
I've seen enough of my past. No matter the consequences. Can you return my
Yeah, no.
That human lives follow a set of rules. As a puppet living in a human...
Regaining your memories means reverting completely to your previous incarnation. Are you sure you want to...
I've lived with a void in my chest my whole life. My creator didn't need me. And ever since I awoke, but then I met you. And I've always felt I have an innate tendency to... So I beg you.
Very well. Since your mind is made up...
You just give it to him.
You have made your decision. Now, take this.
Yeah, I figured.
Set him free.
A puppet? What's he doing here? You're a human as far as I'm concerned.
Everyone's here. Wonderful.
What a fine blade. Nagamasa will be thrilled.
This is my...
Is he alright?
Naida, why didn't you destroy that? Please. That was cool.
Hey! Are you done yet?
All worthless dross will be purged. That's why this won't be the end.
Damn. Oh, that's awesome.
Die.
Oh. This is gonna be fun.
This is trying my patience. Have you got any more stupid questions? Evil human! Behold! That's far enough!
Come on. Nice.
Spawn Fury!
But I have to face him alone is kind of bullshit, but that's fine. He does at least decent damage.
At my command, you shall fall! I'm used to this.
Probably should take some healing. I don't have a shield, which is not good.
insignificant pest!
Go on.
My endless cycle begins!
Oh, thank God.
Imbecile! Get out of my sight.
Ah, you're back.
Disappeared.
What did you expect?
There's the tone of voice. Wait, but it was you inside that thing too.
Sorry. I'm harsh on myself and everyone else. But don't worry. Thanks to you, even if I didn't change a thing, at least...
The memory recovery seems to have been a success.
Come on.
Welcome back, Traveler, Paimon, Balladeer. You don't like being addressed?
It's fine. After learning about everything the doctor did, I'm not planning on returning to the Fatui.
That's good.
So, you're quitting the Fatui?
It's like you said, Lesser Lord Kusanali. Everything may look futile, but it wasn't completely meaningless. At least I made a lot of people forget about me.
But that doesn't mean your own past has disappeared.
Of course.
And your main goal, for which you gave up everything you had, you weren't able to achieve it. I hope you can see and understand that. Changing the world, changing the past, changing the fates of other people.
And
these are
and
not
and
simple
probably.
things. What you were looking for is complete annihilation. But this is just a fantasy. Even if the Balladeer is removed from existence, the world will not heed your will.
Indeed.
Fair enough.
Do you regret doing all that?
Even if I'm completely worthless, there's nothing in the world, Lesser Lord Kusanali. You purposely left that information in Irminsul, didn't you?
Yes, and I took pains to make sure that you'd acquire that.
Why would you go to such lengths? You trying to win me over too?
In all honesty, your past experiences have made you a useful asset to Sumeru and to me. Winning you over was indeed a part of my plan. But before that, I wanted to tell you the truth about your past.
Very clever.
I guess you could say that's one of my virtues.
Utility to others is what gives me worth. So if embracing my sins is what it... Oh, right. I almost forgot. Sorry if I have a slightly different perspective on things, but I don't feel like I've been duped. The wisest leaders are...
I'm glad you're able to think of it in that way. Traveler, in the future, including the beginning of your twins' journey recorded in Irminsul, I will try.
Traveler. After I dove into the information torrents in Irminsul, why did you go to... So that's how you found out whose fate had changed. Well, whatever your reasons, you did me. Borrowing and returning are the only real relationships between individuals.
That's not true. A relationship between two people is not simply a ledger. I think deep down you realize this. People who show up in your life don't just evaporate like water drops and leave nothing behind. There is no such thing as balancing the book. Some things in this world can never... Everything that you feel is real. To be human is to live with imperfections. You can choose whether or not you want to be human.
But humans can't live without a heart, can they?
You understand what pain is perfectly well, even without a heart. The past is set in stone, but you can keep moving on.
Sounds like you've got a future planned out for me.
Everything's ended up being pretty darn...
Alright, then. Friend acquired.
Then I guess I'll be helping you from behind the scenes from now on.
Yay, friend.
I'm glad that you've accepted our proposal.
Why?
Because... a name is life's first gift. The Traveler and Paimon have helped you a lot. If you can't decide on...
No! Paimon only those nicknames. If it's a serious...
Have you got any?
Wait. I can actually change the name? Alright. I just changed it to, original name. That makes it easier to remember. Let's see if I write that right. Garamoosh.
Have no need for these names anymore.
Okay, I can't give him that. Okay, fair. Fair enough.
Have you gotten...
From that conclusion to change animal's name. Ignorance, it cannot change. Nah, keep it Wanderer and change it maybe later. I like Wanderer actually.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Oh, alright.
Because I can't think of a better name right now.
What about a nickname? Take your time. Everyone who manipulated...
You mean
the doctor.
But it's cool that you can do that.
One more thing. There are still some descendants of the Raiden Gokuden living in Inazuma. I don't plan to leave Sumeru for the even though the events have been
I see.
Huh?
It's fine. Let them stab their blades into my chest if they... Alright. Goodbye, wise deity. And you too.
He's gone.
What he went through today would have...
Yeah, true. But even so we can finally go...
Thank you both.
Too bad I couldn't call him that. Original name. Too bad. But it's cool that you can rename a character. That's kind of interesting. Except your own, of course.
I've got it!
You mean because...
Yeah! I heard that the dark cloud. Then, one night, all these expressions of joy melted down in the furnace fire, and life is a story.
He just walks away. Ah, there. Turn to the resting place. Yeah, I did need some rest after that. It's been... Oh, it's been that long. Damn. Alright.
It's about time we had a break. As soon as you stop, all the tiredness and... Wow! Huh? Look at them. Did someone bring...
Huh.
You sound lost and confused.
What the fuck are
I
you?
know why you are troubled. Any who knew of this would find their
Huh? Is there someone?
Unfortunately, the fate of Tevat cannot easily be changed. Perhaps a god may have a slim chance, but for anyone else, who can say? When a small animal runs into a tree trunk, though the tree like a vase that falls to the
Who are you?
history does not change.
The voices disappeared. And who the heck was that? It feels wrong just leave.
Yeah, who was that? Heavenly Principles, maybe? That was a cool ending. Yeah, and with this, I'm gonna end this episode, and I wish you all a good day, and until next time.